What if you
So I'm
got
saying,
that?
what if you really like the guy? Like I'm talking about, you really, really like the guy. Would you
Maybe
not be
you
more
locked in.
inclined
We
to
can be
adjust
on the
your schedule?
phone. We can chit chat.
That's
We
not,
can
that's
shoot
not
the
what I'm
shit.
asking.
Like
Would you
we don't
not be
have to
more
see each other.
inclined? Would you not be more inclined to adjust your schedule for a man
Yes,
that all your
100%.
boxes than you
I,
would the
Yes.
average guy that's trying to
I
disregard?
will do that, but if we already had one date, like I'm not gonna have another date within the same week because also we have to think about hair and makeup and get ready. Like that, it takes a makeup sometimes like about an hour sometimes just to get ready,
Wait a
and
minute.
it's like I don't
Let's
have that
go. Where we
luxury.
going?
I don't understand the idea of women don't date, they participate in dating. Would you clarify that for me? How is that different? If a man's dating a woman, a woman's dating a man, everyone's in the dating atmosphere. They're experiencing the things. I guess, can you clarify that?
Yeah, I believe that women don't date because they're not necessarily carrying the exchange of dating. Typically, women are just open; they're on the market. So when I'm saying dating, I'm saying it from an action perspective. They're not asking dudes out. They're not necessarily setting the tone of how this goes. So, in my opinion, when I think about dating, I'm thinking about it from a male perspective, me being a male. And I've never been dated. No woman has really went out of her way over, with over zealous energy to make my world happy or to make those type of things take place. This is
I'm
just
sorry,
how it is.
True.
No. I've been spoiled, but I'm saying that when it comes to this dating thing, we're the ones doing it. This is why we typically understand. Women don't typically go out of their way to ask men for damn near anything relevant to dating. Like, that's just not how it goes. So in my mind, when I think about their participation, it's always petition, request, acceptance. Would you like? I was thinking about this. I got this going on. That's not on the adverse. She doesn't.
Just show up at this time.
Yeah, I don't think they start dating until there's actually some level of significant rapport, and that typically is something of a relationship. Then I would say that yes, they can start participating maybe a little bit more at that point.
Like the way that I've seen love bombing to present itself, for example, like I like you guys want to say like a nice gesture, like it's the first day, and let's say they meet up because her birthday was 2 days ago, and the men decide to bring a small gift. That is fine. Now, if the guy is calling all day or texting all day every day, you have a day on Sunday and they want to see you on Monday, and then on Tuesday, and then Friday again, and then let's do this like but 10-hour day. Let's go like mini golfing and then lunch and then this, like it's too much too fast.
That means she
So
doesn't
like
like him.
so women have to learn how to read those signals and kind of slow it down. When because yes, we could be, led into like the men, we tell the men to take the lead and plan the date. But we not always have to agree. We have to kind of slow it down because sometimes those things happen because the men want to get you somewhere. So we also have to be, mindful of that as well. So
The average couple has sex on the third date. So can we not say that men have been incentivized to get to the third date as quickly as possible?
Mm-hmm. But that
I'm
would be
not a
something
man, so
that
I would not know.
that would be
You
something
don't have
that
to be a man to have an opinion on that question. It's simple. If given the fact that the average couple has sex on the third date, would that not incentivize men to do what it takes to get to the third date and get there as quickly as possible?
Of course.
Yes, that could be. However, we can do one date this week, another date next week, and then, by the time you lay with that man, you already have almost a month report. So,
So what?
like I said,
So what happens? Let's say you go meet a guy. He thinks you're that dope. Y'all both have the time off because you're both financially free. You don't you have the time. And he's like, hey, we had a date on Tuesday. I just heard about this speakeasy I want to go to. I love you. Call me Thursday, and then Saturday, I have plans for us too. Like just because he likes your energy, he wants to be around you. I don't think that's love bombing. I think that's a man who genuinely likes you.
He's leading with intention, which is what women want. So
Yeah.
I think
so
yeah,
This is
but
what
I'm
women
saying
say they want.
Say they
Yeah.
want. 'Cause
Well, say they want.
No,
But
that's just desperate incel behavior. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that is too much, at least for me, and I'm just can only speak for me. That is too much, too fast. Like I will not want to spend that much time with someone in 1 week like that much. It's like I have my own life. I had things going on. It's like we need to like align ourselves, and I will use discernment on that end.
But
what
also,
would be a
why
What's the
stop?
purpose? Ooh,
Hold on.
sorry.
Why stop there? Why not just propose? Why even go on the first date?
What the fuck
Right.
are we talking about?
Because what's the
Wait,
limit? You're
how
saying,
did you
oh,
even get there,
he just
Bud?
likes you. He's just cool. Like, so what's the limit? Because we're talking about the limit. So like, why not just propose? Get it over with, right?
because we
We'll
know
have a
you
honeymoon.
the representative in the very beginning. You don't know.
Yeah. So
that
I got an example. So when I start around the time like I started dating, got in a relationship with my girl, her friend was dating this guy, and he was doing similar things to the way that I operate, right? And she like, yo, a car just picked me up, took me out to the Poconos. I didn't know where we was going, and we had this amazing weekend. He was just doing all of these things, right? And it seems like some guys just kind of do this to get you, and then she ended up taking care of this nigga, right? Like within 6 months. Like she ended up just taking care of this nigga. But he did all of these things, and of course a woman gonna love that and just lock you in. All right, you my girl now. Cool. Like he a whole lot of stuff. But he was like taking care of this guy and they ain't together no more, whatever, because all the stuff she was doing. But guys do this thing. Like they like, yo, I need to get you, and they get you, and then they don't continue to do what they was doing. And I'm
That's
not saying
only
that.
if- Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead. I was about to say, I'm not saying that men have to continue to, because you have seasons in relationships, things change, goals change, right? You don't have to continue to do all the things you was doing in the beginning, right? I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like, whether we know it or not, there are men out here who are like, I have to get you, and they think that they just have to do what they got to do to get you, and then they show you who they really are. That's all I'm saying.
I just think that she lacks discernment. If she was able to get got in under 6 months, it just sounds like she lacks discernment. And I think that that's where we got to kind of explore, because there is a very different experience on our end as well as women's end on what this dating thing looks like. Like Michelle said, okay, I wouldn't want to see you within a week. And that's fair, respectable, right? And there's women like her. But then there's some other woman that may totally be fine with that. I guess it depends on capacity and intention. And that's why I think we had these conversations.
That's crazy. I'm like, well, really, like you said, true. If we're having a good week, a first date and a second date, I thought that's the intention. When men are intentional.
Yeah, but
why
that doesn't always mean anything.
No, I know
She
that.
doesn't like him enough.
Some
That's
people might, she might not like him enough.
Thank you for
Or
being
she
honest
might be
about it.
apprehensive.
Right,
Sometimes
exactly.
women are just apprehensive because of horrible experiences, and although he might be doing the right thing, she could interpret it as love bombing, or he doing
I
too
think that's
much.
why we stay single, because we so apprehensive about our past.
Yes,
and what
right.
Like at least
Yes. You
At
just
least
cracked
for
the
me, it's like I have my gym routine, I have my work. I'm also a mother, and I have to run a household.
Can
So
I ask
it's
a
like
question?
I have to set the time to manage my life, to be able to set time, like intentional time for that person that I'm trying to get to know. So that takes preparation. If somebody
makes
called me
sense,
and
but
says like, I want to see you, like we just had a day on Sunday, who want to see me on Tuesday. I'm sorry, but I already planned my week. So
Well, what
I
if
can
you're
make time for
already-
it next week.
What if you
So
And that's
got
Michelle,
fair.
what if you really like the
different?
guy? Like I'm talking about, you really, really like the guy. Would you not be
you
more
locked in.
inclined
We
to
can be on the
adjust your schedule?
phone. We can chit chat. We can shoot the
That's what I'm
shit.
asking.
Like
Would you
we
not
don't
be
have to
more
see each other.
inclined? Would you not be more inclined to adjust your schedule for a man
Yes,
that's all your
100%.
boxes than you would the
Yes.
average guy that's trying to
I
different?
will do that, but if we already had one date, like I'm not gonna have another date within the same week, because also we have to think about hair and makeup and get ready. Like that, it takes a makeup sometimes like about an hour sometimes just to get ready.
Wait a
And
minute.
it's like I don't have that
Oh, where are
luxury.
we going?
Hold on,
This
hold
is
on, hold
good.
on.
Go ahead, Toya. Go ahead.
Then we're talking about going to a
Just give me a minute
speakeasy.
here. Just
If
give
you're
me a
going
minute.
to a speakeasy, you have to dress up, girl. Like
Here's my thing, right? If you really like somebody and you have that intention to actually get to know that person, the more time that you spend with them, the more you're gonna know about them, the more you're gonna see their true colors. Hear me
No,
out.
you can
If
FaceTime. You
you
want to see me
will keep
and I'm in my
let
ponytail
me
with my
talk for
baby
a
style?
second. Let
We
me
can
Hold on.
FaceTime.
Let Toya finish. Let Toya
real
finish.
quick. I feel like people will show you exactly who they are. All you gotta do is watch, right? The more time you spend with that man, the more you're gonna learn about him. Okay? The more you learn about him, the more you can weed out these red flags, green flags, whatever it is, right? Cool. So if you telling me you want to see him this week and then 2 weeks from now, maybe once for 2 hours and then another 3 weeks from then for 2 hours, that's ridiculous to me.
And that's to you, and you're entitled to your opinion, and that's where you rule your life however you want to do it, and we can agree to disagree.
And let me hold on. Let me say this to Michelle, because I'm glad you introduced that, right? When I heard what you said, it's respectable, but I'm gonna tell you from a frame of reference that a man that got options, you would fall to the bottom of the list, because there's so many women that if I heard a woman that had she in rotation, because if you're meeting a man that got options, you're not the only one, right? So
and that's
if she
fine.
told me exactly, no, I know that's I'm not. It's not you. It's women that may think like you. That right there would tell me that you're not that serious, or that you don't like me that much, or whatever it may be, because everybody got the same freaking 24 hours in a day. And I'm pretty sure your life is not more important than mine. So if you're telling me that you got your crap planned to the T, that you can't spare an hour and a half because I'm intentional about you, that's going to be problematic. You're not ready for a relationship. Your life's not set up for a relationship. That's what I would hear.
Yeah.
Well,
and again,
quick?
so can I just say something real quick? So I'm like, I have like